I can remember clearly when I was just a little boy, with about 6 years old, and I was learning the multiplication table, that one from 1 to 10. And my class was struggling to learn it. So my teacher came up with a game for us to learn it. So we made groups, and I remember me and my colleagues just exchanging some tricks here and there for us to learn it. And we were so excited to win. But at the end, I don't think we actually won. But I did learn some things, and I made friends, so my teacher's plan actually worked. And I believe many of you have also had similar experiences. So what I want you to do is remember that feeling, because I'll use that later. So I'm here to talk about success. So first of all, what is success? Well, I believe that as time has gone by, our culture, together of course with advertisements and other movies, it evolved into this idea that money brings happiness. And it's not that this idea is wrong, but it's not right either. I mean, how many of you have also have met other people that contradict this idea? I know many. But not only the reason why we chase money is wrong, I believe that the way we chase it is also problematic. So first, look at this phrase. C'est la vie, or that's life, or é a vida. Yes, it's a pretty common saying. And what about it? Well, as time has gone by, and as I've gotten more in touch with the real world, I've realized how complicated it is. And sometimes I'll just be complaining about something to a friend, and he'll just say to me, that's life. And I don't know about you, but this instantly shuts my mouth. I mean, what can I do about it? I can't see through concrete. So I keep trying. But I see something very problematic with this thought. We live in a system, and it is full of injustices and other problems. But c'est la vie implies there's nothing we can do about it. You've just got to live with it. But have you really thought about what this means? Live with it? Well, I get that changing anything you don't like about the system would be a hard thing to do. So it is totally understandable if you don't wake up in the morning thinking about how to fix the wage gap or end world hunger. But I think there's something happening when you live with it, and it could possibly be changing you if you don't take care. So think about this. To escalate in life, meritocracy says you must work hard, and success will follow. But first, I think we can all agree this isn't what really happens in real life. But nevertheless, you'll still be trying to achieve this success. And I believe this chase for merit can damage people if you let the system overthrow you. So let's think about this. And let's take the land of meritocracy, the USA, and more specifically, universities, because that's where I'm going next. So I would dare to say that the typical dream of a typical student would be to go to an Ivy League if they ever had the chance. At least I would. These are, after all, some of the best colleges in the country and the world. And because of that, you need to meet their highest standards to be accepted there. But this has gone very far, and it has become common, even in movies, to see teenagers practically killing themselves with work, just trying to get in there. And my point here is that just trying to get a spot there, you reform your way of living. You might have to give up on some hobbies and even free time with family and friends just to be accepted. And in the end, how many are actually accepted? In Harvard, for example, it's only 5% of applicants. And I might be one example of this too. When selecting my elective subjects, I gave up on history, even though I love it, simply because rumor had it that history is one of the hardest courses, and my dream university only looks at my grades. So in the end, I ended up going to getting an easier subject just to get a higher grade. And I know this might not be that extreme of a case, but still, you need to weigh in as many factors as you can before you make this kind of choice, because sometimes the losses might outweigh the gains. And you'll be putting so much effort into it. And what will the return be? And this even counts if you get in the college you wanted to, or even if you get the high-ranking job you wanted to. But you might ask, how would a high-paying job be bad for anyone? And well, in movies, it started to become very common to see these two kinds of people. The family guy, who's a modest guy, takes care of his family, has a regular house, regular car, regular job. And there's the rich guy, who's got tons of important phone calls, fancy suits, and a big and empty house. You see what this is? Well, let's first think about this. Why do many people seek a high-paying job? Okay, there might be lots of reasons, but one of the main ones, perhaps the most obvious ones, again, money. It moves mountains, literally. And with the rise of consumerism, the fulfillment money brings has only grown more, and only more people have been seeking it. But it's just as the ice cream says, money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys ice cream, which is pretty close. And who am I to disagree with my ice cream? However, applying this to the stereotypes up here, what we can see is that the regular guy, no matter what he does, even if he has more time to spend with his family and friends, he is seen as a guy who's wasting a chance of being more successful and more happy as he is. So basically, he can't buy and enjoy many ice creams. And the rich guy would be able to buy as many ice creams as he would ever dream of. But just as seen in many movies before, he might not have the time or the opportunity to enjoy these premium ice creams he wanted so much. And this is due to his endless and hard work that he has committed himself to get this. It's kind of a paradox. To get where you want, you have to give up on what you want. So what we have seen here is that not only does the hard work can be bad for you, but also money doesn't always bring you happiness. Steve Jobs, who was a very successful guy, said in his last weeks that he only agreed to a biography because he wanted his children to know him better. He regretted the little time he had spent with his family. But there's a catch. What if you don't actually need to be the best or the richest to enjoy the pleasures life has to offer? What if simply by deconstructing the misconception that you need a big house, fancy suits, and a big Porsche, you could be more happy? And I'm not trying to prevent you from getting a sports car. I totally get it. I myself would love to have a Porsche. But the thing is, you don't need to put all that effort into it. Just look at this graph. And here you can see this is income and this is happiness. So as you can see, money does actually make you happier, but only until a certain point. As you can see, these 3 lines just flatten out at about $70,000. After that, anything more won't statistically make a change for you. So, in essence, it's just what Kanye West said. Having money isn't everything. Not having it is. And how powerful is this? He just summarized my talk in one phrase. So, now, what you can see is that not rich people can also get the same result as the rich people. And not only that, as you don't have to be endlessly chasing money. You might just be able to pursue the job you love without having this kind of worry. And I'm only saying this because generally, the things we love don't actually bring us much money. So just to put things into perspective, the average household income in the USA is about $69,000, which is pretty close to the $75,000 I just talked about. So seriously, you can possibly chase the career you love and be happy. That's a win-win right there. So the pursuing the job you love, I'm going to call nice work. It can also bring you to the same result. And there's another thing I would like to point out in this graph. As you can see, the 3 lines are going up until they reach about $75,000. But the life evaluation, which is the measurement of personal success, still goes up. And why is that? I mean, he isn't getting happier, he isn't getting less sad, but the self-evaluation of success just keeps rising. And that's due to money. Only money is what he's evaluating as success here. So as you can see, success actually isn't happiness. So now, ultimately, what you've seen is that there is another way to be happy. Actually, this path down here, which I've been putting X's all this time, can also lead you to happiness. And there might actually be uncountable other ways to reach the same result. And remember that story about the times table I was playing with my friends? I didn't win, but I was very happy at the end. Well, that's another view of how life could be. Because life doesn't need to be as selfish and individualistic as meritocracy pushes you to be. Winning in life is not like winning in a game. Everyone can win. But it all starts with you. You must be the one to change, not letting the system overtake you. You must be the one to know your limits and know there is more to life than another task from your job. And fear not, for there always will be another task waiting for you right around the corner. But some things in life won't be there again. Enjoy these immeasurable moments. Thank you very much.